Hi guys, welcome back to the Great Indian Rooftop Garden channel once again after a long time. Sorry for not being able to post a lot of videos on my garden. I have posted a few videos on permaculture. A webinar was there, a 1 hour webinar, no 3 hours webinar where I was answering various questions and talking about the PDC. Now as you can see, my garden is doing alright. If you look at this and see that it's not doing good, that's pretty much it. I have not been in the garden for quite some time now, almost 3 to 4 weeks. Intermittently, I gave it, I was able to, one of my friends came here to give it a watering, just slight watering, 10-minute watering. Then Laya came along and she would give it water occasionally. But other than that, no maintenance, we haven't harvested much of it. However, when you set your garden right, it keeps on doing good for you. I've got a lot of weeds in my beds, as you can see, lots of amaranth, which is technically a weed because I didn't plant it here, but its leaves are edible and it works as a trap plant occasionally. My cucumbers are doing good. The okra here has completely defoliated because of lack of water. Add to that, they have grown up quite tall, and there are a few okra left here on the plants which I'm not planning to harvest but leaving them for seed. The jack beans are doing good. Some of the plants are doing excellent, some are not. As you can see, without adequate care, these plants, the plants that we use in our kitchen gardens, they do tend to get diseases, and that is because these are not naturally available with all their resistance. For example, a carrot would be quite inedible in terms of its taste in its original form, natural form. Gardeners have bred all these varieties over thousands of years to get to the varieties that we have, which produce a lot of food for human consumption. So they need a bit of care. Of course, I was not providing care. Therefore, there are some pest attacks here and there. Plants are tending to more towards dying, and that is your okras, your spinach and stuff like that. The cucumber is pretty much in its native state, and it is doing quite good even with not enough watering. In the last 2 days I gave it a couple of drip irrigation waterings, 10-minute, 15-minute bursts, and the vigor has returned to the cucumbers, and I think they are doing excellent there. My jack beans, of course, they are quite native and wild, so to speak. They are doing beautifully. Look at this corn, shall you? Here I have planted corn in these buckets, and they had no watering ever whatsoever since I planted them. They are doing quite amazing here, beautiful stuff. They are going to come up. I have to give them a bit of watering and plant some ground cover and nitrogen fixing stuff underneath here. I will do that hopefully today or tomorrow, but it's doing great. Some okra plants are still around doing alright, but all of this needs a lot of work, and which I will put in at the soonest possible. I'll take you to the other part of the garden, take you around the garden just quickly and show you what's happening. In most of the cases, I still don't want to show you some parts of the garden. I wanted to make a grand project here and did not have time. It is actually quite a bit of a success, but I don't want to reveal it yet. I'll just need to clean it up a little bit and make it presentable, but I'll take you to the other parts of the garden and we'll talk to you. Here I am in front of my front beds is what I think of them as, and my jack bean plants here are doing exceptionally well. They are native, as I was ranting about in my previous videos. These are some of the best kind of beans you can get, particularly when you are starting up a garden, when all the beneficial insects are still not there. I would recommend people trying jack bean. This one is, of course, as always, loaded with jack beans. I'm not going to harvest them because they have become too big and too tough to be edible. That said, young pods are all around. I am going to get quite a lot of produce today, even though I haven't been managing this whatsoever. As you can see, the row of jack beans. Now I think you can understand why I plant these things, because I generally don't know how my day goes and how my week goes. I don't know what project comes up suddenly. With a little bit of rains, I had to run around permaculture projects, etc, etc, etc. So, was not here, but as usual, the beautiful, the amazing the resilient jagbin plant is doing amazing. I'm going to get quite a lot of produce from this. This jagbin, I've got several of these. They have suffered lack of watering. They have slowed down a little bit, but in the last 2 days I've given them a bit of a watering, and a week ago Laya gave them some watering, and therefore they started flowering again and putting up beautiful stuff. We'll take you to another part and show you something else. This is my snake gourd here. It's putting out new fruit. I have harvested many fruit from here. Actually, when I was away, there were a couple of harvests that happened here which I could not weigh in. I wanted to maintain a pretty decent record of how much I am harvesting, but in the last few weeks, I could not keep up with it because I was not around. But if I remember correctly, it was about 11 snake gourds overall that we got in the last 3-4 weeks. I harvested myself 5 of them. But that said, there you see fresh new ones happening here. But the best part is, just look at this. This is my tomato plant. I don't know what variety this is. I thought it was yellow pear. Actually, it came from the same glass as a yellow pear. This must be a seed left from previous season which didn't germinate, and it germinated now. The plant has took up vigorously and putting huge bulbs of tomatoes. We already harvested 6 or 7 of these nice large tomatoes. More are coming up, more flowers are all around. Hopefully this will do quite okay in the coming weeks, because I still am not going to find enough time to manage all of this. I'm going to get out of here probably tomorrow to take care of other things. Definitely all through December I am pretty much hectically engaged in something else. But there will be somebody here harvesting these, probably saving seeds of these, because this seems to love the kind of soil and attention and environment that my rooftop provides. They are doing fantastic. This one just fell over and is coming all the way this way. I probably will stake it somehow to keep it going and to keep it producing. It's just amazing. So productivity is all around, especially if you set it up right. The idea of setting it up right is with a good combination of soil, and in the soil we suggest coconut coir because it holds that kind of a moisture. Even with poor watering regime for the last 3-4 weeks, you can see the kind of results we get. Add to that good compost and you have your biology ready to provide the plants with all the nutrition they need, and it's doing good. Now back up, and here you have the giant soybeans. These ones are short and stunted because they did not receive the water when they were growing. This is what happens to the soybeans when they do not receive water. As they are growing, they become short and stout. This one here is pretty much the average size. This is an average size for a soybean, but this is what happens when the watering is not right. If you look at the garden from this side, it's a huge load of soybeans all around the trellis. Huge load. You can see the containers below are empty. Some of them were supposed to be potatoes. There are potatoes there. Some are still surviving. Some are in full of disease. But many have died because of lack of watering. As you can see. But the soybean, which again is in its pretty much natural form, is doing exceptionally well. You can see the kind of produce we are going to get from. This is just 3 plants, by the way. 3-4 plants. I planted about 8. 4 survived. Birds ate the rest, right? But 4 of them survived on that side, and they are giving me a huge rainfall of soybeans. So this is basically what the garden looks like. You can see the fresh new pods of jack beans here. I was talking about it earlier. My chili plants are doing all right. Not exceptionally healthy, but they are putting out some fruit. We have harvested fruit, 5 fruit of this. This, my beloved snake gourd, suffered a lot because of lack of watering. We harvested about 8 snake gourds of this one plant. but because of lack of watering, you can see all the leaves folding up. Leaves have aphids on them again. Ladybugs are all around as usual. Turmeric doing amazing as always. It is doing pretty good. And yeah, Colocasia has dried out. You can see dry leaves all around because it did not have enough water. Some of the Colocasia actually completely collapsed. I'll probably take these. Let me harvest this. Oh, arbi. See, that's from one plant. It's a lot of arbi. This Colocasia. This died because I didn't give it water. It's not its fault. It's my fault. But look at that. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Let me see if I can harvest a couple more. There you go. Oh my goodness. There you go. How much is this? A kilo as on today in Hyderabad seems to be about 55 rupees. Now you tell me, how many did I get? How many did I get? How did I get these many? The answer is simple. I don't harvest them like this. I use them for leaves. Now out of this, some will go back and get planted. Beautiful harvest here. There is still more in this bed. This is from 3 plants that I have taken. Let me take out one more. 4th plant. What else? Where else? There you go. One more is here. Let me take it out. There you go. Doing good. So that's pretty much a kilo from 4 or 5 plants. And I don't know how long it took because they were there forever, and I would harvest them as and when I required them, and they would keep on putting out shoots. If you manage your garden right, it will start behaving like a perennial garden in many cases, and this is one example of that. This is going to the kitchen. Thanks for watching. Sorry for not being able to post a lot of videos in the past 3 weeks. Oh, a couple of good notes here. This is beetroot. Sowed the seeds. The beets are developing on the root here, but because of lack of watering, what starts happening is that the beets will swell when there is water, and when there is no water, the water is pumped back into the leaves, and that's how these things survived even with pretty much no watering. If you just look at this container, experienced gardeners will know. Come close and take a look at this. Look at the edges of the bucket, the soil in the bucket. You see that gap? That is because everything contracted because of lack of moisture. There is no moisture, literally very little moisture in this bucket, in this container, and that creates this kind of a contraction of compost, and that shows how dry this is. And still look at the leaves, they are pretty good, even in hot sun. A couple of rains helped for sure, but that's just a dry condition for the containers. Now, going to water these things, going to harvest my beetroot soon. Carrots are doing alright, but that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I have to go take care of other things. I will set this up a bit more, clean it up. There is lots of nonsense on the ground. Just get it swept up, and let's see you in the next video. Keep on gardening, keep on having fun. I'll make sure that some educational videos are going to come out in the next few episodes, where I'll share some of the things that I do, because many people who are starting out gardening are asking me regarding my soil mix and other things, and I'll explain that in the upcoming videos. Thanks for watching the Great Indian Rooftop Garden channel. Please do subscribe, like the videos if you do like them, and share them with your friends. Have a good day. Keep on gardening. See ya.